Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain97, and this is my How I Would Fix Ghost Rider video. If you didn't watch my Heavens on Fire video, Ghost Rider has been royally screwed by Jason Aaron, Daniel Way, and Marvel in general. And I actually thought a long time, because I was worried there was no way they could fix Ghost Rider, and I don't know how they'll do it, but this is my personal opinion. Marvel likes to toy around with the idea that the Devil and Mephistopheles are a different person, or Mephisto, or however you want to say it. Marvel really can't make up their minds. It seems like whenever somebody doesn't want to use, say, Satan, but they still want to use the devil, they pop Mephistopheles in there. So, with Ghost Rider's origin being kind of jacked up from Volume 2 a little, some of the Medallion of Power and Noble Kale stuff are conflicting, I would do this. And as much as I hate to say it, I would kind of make it a crossover. But I would start the story in Ghost Rider and have them kind of like strange event starts occurring, like maybe they fight a villain they've killed before, just a second tier villain. Like maybe, I don't want to say Lilith, because Lilith was on a major power scale. Ghost Rider didn't have all that many memorable villains. Just somebody random. I really don't care who. And, them kind of curious as to how they got out of hell or, returned from the dead or whatever the particular villain had. And then start investigating it and noticing like major sweeping changes within the universe, and not just within the Ghost Rider books. Like anybody that's ever had an interaction with Mephistopheles, this is a perfect place to tie in the Brand New Day stuff, as I know a lot of Spider-Man fans are pissed about. I'm not that big of a Spider-Man fan myself, but still. And I would reveal that I don't want to say it's in heaven, but there's like this place somewhere, like maybe in Purgatory, and like there's this room, and it's called like the Strings of Eternity or something. I know it's a gay name, but like there's this room with nothing but strings, and each string like interacts with a different part timeline, like a timeline. And that Satan has like gone in and has like been minorly trying to like screw up the Ghost Riders and other characters who he's ever made a deal with by tweaking these strings. And this would give you a cause for why they're angels. This would give you a cause for why they're, the Noble Kale stuff. Anything that doesn't make in continuity, you could say is a different change in reality. And I would have it be the Ghost Riders, Johnny, Danny, and I would bring Vengeance back in as a good guy, but still keep the alternate green-flamed evil Vengeance there, and kind of have them play opposite of each other. I'll start racing to try and get to this Room of Eternity. Like maybe something about it only opens like once every equinox, or something, like once every equinox, like on an equinox or something like that. So there's a deadline. And then where I'd start bringing in, the crossovers, like maybe in the Spider-Man book, like how Mysterio came back after he shot himself in the head in Daredevil. Or, the obvious stuff where he doesn't remember Mary Jane, like maybe have him wake up one day and remember Mary Jane. Maybe have Tony wake up one day in the Iron Man armor and realize that he's still got Extremis. Maybe have Happy come back. There could be anything that has been retconned out. This would be a perfect place to set back right. Maybe even Wolverine stuff where he got the adamantium claws, and then they were origin and he had bone claws. So all of the Marvel universe is racing to this place, but obviously he's the devil. He can possess people. And I'd want to say like the villains would be easy to possess, so that way you'd get a lot of the other alternate villains in there. Magneto, all the mutants. Basically, the weak-willed would be easy to turn. Like the lower grunts. I don't want to say Magneto, because Magneto has a pretty strong will, in my opinion. Basically, anybody that's living, he could turn. Except for, like, the top levels, like Magneto, Doctor Doom, stuff like that. Maybe you could take control of the Doom bots. And use them to stop them. And then once, they get in there, and they defeat Satan or Mephistopheles. I would actually have it be, like, Satan, Mephistopheles, and any other creation, like, incarnation of the devil that Marvel has going. I would have each one of them being a separate split of his power, and that he combines into one form, and Marvel could decide on which one, and just like that be the final ultimate evil. And the whole Marvel universe just attack this one source and not destroy it, but banish it back to hell. And then I would have the big decision of all the characters in the room. What are they going to tweak, and that way whoever's writing the book could or the character, whoever's writing the character at the time could kind of tweak in their own book what changes they would make. I would be a little nervous to do this because I know some people would like change the book entirely. Like all of a sudden, Wolverine's got 18 claws instead of just 3 on each hand. But I think this would be a decent way to fix Ghost Rider. Spider-Man, of course, would probably be a wuss and do the cop out and stay with the Brand New Day stuff. Because I don't want it to be like tweak odds instantly fix. There has to be repercussions. Repercussions like maybe if the Ghost Riders tweaked it and everything went back for them, then Zadiak will still exist and isn't bound in hell, and that way you could bring Zadiak back in as a villain, but not in the bullshit way that Way or Aaron did. I also think this would be a great way to explain things like or introduce new things like maybe Johnny, Danny, and Michael, aka Vengeance, and even Noble Kale come back and all get to be writers in the present day, and that way you could keep the title of the book Ghost Riders and not just focus on Johnny, focus on all of them. Maybe still have Noble Kale riding a horse. And even beyond that, have like the Western Ghost Riders, Carter Slade and Rex Fury come in. And I know one of them existed because in the end of Civil War, the team of Texas State had a Ghost Rider on its team, but I have no idea who it was supposed to be. But bring them in, establish them as characters. Bring, just set. It's a perfect place to set up your continuity, bring in new characters, get rid of old characters. I mean, it's literally a blank slate. And the repercussions, maybe you could write down the road years from now, oh, they didn't realize they released Zarathos back into the world, and he's got a new Ghost Rider. Maybe somebody tricks them all out of giving up their Ghost Rider power, and then you get a all new rider, and that could be an ongoing monthly. But that's just a few of my ideas, and even things like with Blade, like Whistler really only existed in the TV show and the movies, and Blade had a different mentor in the books. Maybe you could introduce that, both of these guys existed side by side, and they both had a hand in training Blade. And that way, that's another great character you could introduce them to, and the Midnight Suns could be brought back. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff that could be done with this. And that way, all the books are fixed. You had a crossover, so you introduce people to Ghost Rider, which gets its sales back up. And that in turn is my way to fix Ghost Rider. Have your own way, post it in response to this, and I'll okay it. This is JTrain97. I'll see you soon, YouTube.